All right, everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. Today, we're going to be unpacking this fascinating world of ubiquitin.
Ubiquitin.
Ubiquitin. So we got this really cool article from Assay Genie.
Okay.
It's called Ubiquitin and its role in cellular regulation. A comprehensive overview of modifiers and pathways. And it's authored by Umang Tyagi, a researcher over at University College Dublin.
Nice.
Yeah, and we're not just going to define what ubiquitin is,
Right.
We really want to uncover how it acts as this conductor for so many vital processes.
Oh, I like that. A conductor.
Yeah, in our cells.
It's a great analogy, actually. Ubiquitin's reach is pretty impressive.
It is.
This tiny protein is involved in everything from protein, degradation to DNA repair, even immune responses.
Fly.
All this from a molecule with, a relatively simple structure.
So let's get into it. What makes ubiquitin so fascinating? Why should we care about this tiny protein?
Well, you can think of ubiquitin as like a cellular postal service, right? It attaches to other proteins, almost like a label, kind of directing them to their next destination.
Interesting.
Within the cell. And that delivery system, that's crucial for maintaining balance.
I see.
It's like, think of a really well-organized workshop, right?
Okay.
Where every tool has its place.
Right.
That's what ubiquitin does. Make sure the right proteins are present in the right amounts at the right times.
So it's not just about getting rid of the bad stuff.
No.
But also making sure there's not too much of the good stuff.
Precisely. Like a prime example. The Ubiquitin-Proteasome system. We call it the UPS.
Okay.
And this system ensures that damaged or misfolded proteins are, broken down, recycled.
Gotcha.
And if the UPS fails, well, those proteins, they can build up and cause serious problems. Well, think about Alzheimer's disease.
Okay.
That accumulation of amyloid plaques, right? That's a hallmark.
Right.
So this precise protein recycling, it's critical.
So could manipulating ubiquitin be a key to new treatments for diseases like Alzheimer's? Is that where the research is going?
It's a hot area for sure. But, it's complicated.
How so?
The labeling process, it's not random.
Okay.
It involves a 3-step enzymatic cascade, 3 key players, E1, E2, and E3.
Okay, so break it down for me. This relay race.
Okay.
E1 activates ubiquitin.
Right.
What happens next?
Then we got E2, the carrier molecule, and it brings that activated ubiquitin to the protein that needs tagging.
Okay.
But it's E3. E3 is the one that's really interesting.
The matchmaker enzyme, right?
Yes.
You mentioned that before. What makes E3 so special?
E3 makes sure the right ubiquitin label gets attached to the right protein, like a, lock and key.
Oh, I see.
And get this, there are hundreds of different E3 enzymes, each one recognizing specific protein signals. So it's this incredible specificity that allows for such precise control over what happens in the cell.
So it's not just a generic destroy signal.
No.
These are targeted instructions.
Exactly. It's like having this customized waste management system,
Okay.
where each piece of trash is carefully sorted and sent to the right recycling center.
Yeah.
And here's where it gets even more interesting.
Oh, I'm ready. Tell me more.
Those ubiquitin labels, they can actually link together.
Really?
Yeah, they form these chains. And these chains have different functions depending on how they're linked. It adds another dimension to the instructions, you could say.
So these different ubiquitin chains are like specialized tools.
Yeah, you could think of it that way.
Each designed for a specific job within the cell. What are some of the key tasks that ubiquitin helps manage?
Well, we've touched on the Ubiquitin-Proteasome system, of course.
Yeah.
But ubiquitin, it's involved in so much more than just protein degradation.
Okay.
For example, it plays a critical role in autophagy. You familiar with that?
Yeah, autophagy, the process of cellular spring cleaning.
Yeah.
Damaged organelles, other cellular components, they get broken down, recycled.
Yeah, it's like decluttering on a microscopic level, right? Making sure everything stays tidy and efficient.
I like it.
And this process, it's especially crucial during times of stress.
Okay.
When the cell needs to conserve its resources.
Makes sense.
But perhaps even more fascinating.
Oh, here we go.
Is ubiquitin's role in DNA repair.
DNA repair.
Okay.
I'm all ears. How does this tiny protein help protect our genetic information?
Well, think of our DNA as constantly under attack.
Okay.
Radiation, toxins, even errors during replication.
Right.
When damage occurs, specific proteins, they get recruited to the site. And guess what?
They get tagged with ubiquitin.
You got it.
So it's like a distress signal, flagging the damage, calling in the repair crew.
Precisely. It's a beautifully orchestrated system.
Wow.
There's one specific pathway. It's called nucleotide excision repair, and it relies heavily on this ubiquitin signaling.
To do what?
To remove and replace damaged sections of DNA.
That's incredible. So ubiquitin isn't just about cleaning up.
No.
It's also about maintaining, like, the integrity of our genetic blueprint.
Absolutely. And then, of course, there's its role in the immune response.
Right.
Which is equally fascinating.
You mentioned that earlier. Remind me.
Remember those linear ubiquitin chains we talked about?
The ones that are different from the chains involved in protein degradation?
Yes. They play a crucial role in activating this thing called the NF-key pathway. It's a master regulator of the immune system.
Okay.
So when the body detects an infection, these linear ubiquitin chains, they act like a chain reaction, basically, ultimately leading to the production of antibodies.
Oh, well.
And other immune defenses.
It's amazing how this one tiny protein can wear so many hats.
It really is.
Regulating everything from protein recycling to DNA repair to immune responses.
It highlights, the elegance and efficiency of these biological systems.
It really does.
But, while ubiquitin is clearly essential for maintaining cellular health,
right,
there's a flip side to this coin.
Okay.
When the ubiquitin system malfunctions, it can have, these cascading effects throughout the whole body, leading to a variety of diseases. We touched on this a bit earlier, but I think it's worth delving deeper.
I agree. What happens when the ubiquitin system goes awry?
Well, we were talking about the UPS earlier, right?
The protein recycling system.
Yeah, responsible for removing those damaged or misfolded proteins.
Right.
If this system breaks down, those proteins, they accumulate.
Okay.
They can form these toxic aggregates.
And that's bad because
disrupts cellular function, can even lead to cell death.
Oh, wow.
This is thought to be a contributing factor in neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's.
So a malfunctioning ubiquitin system could be a key player in the development of these devastating diseases.
The research is definitely pointing in that direction.
Wow.
And it's not just, neurodegenerative diseases. Disruptions in ubiquitination, they've also been implicated in cancer.
Cancer, that's a bit surprising.
Yeah.
How does ubiquitin relate to cancer development?
Well, the cell cycle, right?
Uh-huh.
Which controls cell growth and division.
Right.
It relies heavily on this ubiquitin-mediated protein regulation.
I see.
So if this regulation is disrupted,
Okay.
it can lead to uncontrolled cell growth,
Which is
a hallmark of cancer.
right.
For example, there's a protein called P53.
Okay.
It's a crucial tumor suppressor.
Okay.
And it's tightly regulated by ubiquitination. Malfunctions in that process, they can allow damaged cells to proliferate unchecked.
So essentially a malfunctioning ubiquitin system.
Right.
It can either fail to remove harmful proteins,
leading to their accumulation.
Right.
Or it can fail to properly regulate cell growth, leading to uncontrolled proliferation.
It's like this delicate balancing act.
Yeah.
They can have some serious consequences when disrupted.
Exactly. And these are just, two examples. Disruptions in ubiquitination. They've been linked to a whole range of diseases, immune disorders, inflammatory conditions, you name it.
Wow.
It just highlights how crucial this tiny protein is, for our overall health.
It's mind-boggling, to think that such a small molecule can have such a profound impact on our well-being. What are some of the most promising areas of research that are, looking into ubiquitin and its connection to disease?
Well, one exciting avenue is, developing drugs that can actually modulate the activity of specific E3 enzymes.
Oh, right. The matchmakers.
Yeah.
The ones that determine which proteins get, tagged for degradation.
Exactly.
Like having a molecular scalpel, right?
It is.
To target the exact protein that's causing problems. That sounds incredibly promising.
It does. But of course, there are challenges.
Yeah, I bet. Like what?
Well, imagine, right?
Go ahead.
Trying to develop a drug that targets a specific E3 enzyme in the brain.
Right.
But it doesn't affect the same enzyme in other parts of the body.
That sounds incredibly difficult.
It is.
Like finding a needle in a haystack,
yeah,
right? And then making sure you don't accidentally move any of the other needles.
That's a very apt analogy.
We're all trying.
Another challenge is just the sheer complexity of the ubiquitin system.
Okay.
It's not just individual enzymes.
Yeah.
It's this vast network,
Right.
of interactions, feedback loops.
So even if you target one enzyme,
Yeah,
it could have like ripple effects throughout the entire system.
exactly. And to make things even more complicated,
Always going to be more complicated.
this system can vary significantly, right?
Yeah.
Between different cell types, tissues.
Mhm. Oh, so a treatment that works wonders in one part of the body
Right.
might be completely ineffective or even harmful in another.
Exactly.
It sounds like researchers have their work cut out for them.
They do, but the potential payoff is huge.
I can imagine.
Imagine being able to fine-tune the ubiquitin system
Yeah.
to actually treat, diseases, cancer, Alzheimer's, even, autoimmune disorders.
Yeah.
The possibilities are truly remarkable.
It's pretty mind-blowing to think that, we might one day be able to harness this tiny protein to address such a wide range of health challenges.
Yeah.
This deep dive has been really incredible.
It has.
We've learned so much about ubiquitin,
Yeah.
its structure, its function, and just its vast influence on these cellular processes.
We've only just scratched the surface.
I believe it.
But what we've uncovered,
Yeah.
it's really a testament to the power of scientific curiosity. Sometimes, the smallest things can have the most profound impact.
I love that. Well, this has been an amazing deep dive into this fascinating world of ubiquitin. Really makes you appreciate,
It does.
the intricate workings of our cells and the potential for future discoveries. And to our listeners out there, we leave you with this thought. If scientists could precisely manipulate the ubiquitin system, what possibilities might that unlock for, treating diseases or even slowing down aging? It's something to ponder as we conclude our exploration of ubiquitin.